Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. So, let's begin. First of all, I would like to congratulate all you people for getting your results. So, all you people have completed your first semester successfully completed, and I hope that you people have studied and you got your expected marks. So, those who did it honestly, genuinely, of course, they are going to have good things in the future, a bright future, I will say. And again, maybe there are some students, they were saying, they were confessing that they were not serious and they were not studying at all, or sometimes uh, they were just attending classes, and even their exam was fine, and maybe they could manage everything. So some students are enjoying also. Okay, so regarding that, recently I came across one status. So it was something like this: the society in which students enjoy or celebrate cancellation of exam and cry over ban of PUBG and TikTok has no right to ask the question about unemployment. So it means that if you're happy that exams are cancelled, if you're happy that maybe you are not uh, maybe no need to take exam, and maybe have to appear for the next class as it is without study and without exams, and then you're happy. You should not be. Rather, you should think that if I'm going to next class without any exam, it means that there is no scope to show my talent, or there is no scope to develop my skills. There is no scope for increasing my knowledge and ability. So rather, this is not fair. You should think like this, because after all this again is going to affect your employability. So again, I think that there might be some of the memes and jokes which are passing on maybe social media, that some candidate he is appearing for interview, and he has asked one question by the interviewer. Uh, Explain one something XYZ question he is asking about, technical question. It is technical question, and then candidates reply, "Sir, Corona batch or Corona pass out," and then interviewer said to that candidate, "Stay home, stay safe." Okay, so maybe this may be joke today, this may be just for fun today, but this may be reality for you people. So it should not be reality. I expect that it should not be reality for you people. But if it depends upon you how you are taking. If you're taking it casually, if you're thinking that anyhow because of this pandemic situation you are going to next class and you're not doing, most important thing is that you're not doing anything. This is very dangerous, because simply pass your BTech, you will have your graduation, you will have your degree in your hand. But see, the situation will be the worst situation, that you'll not be able to get selected, or no one is allowing you to work in their companies, and that will be the worst situation. So we wanted to avoid this. We should not be victim of such situation, that you people have completed your graduation and still you may be struggling. Maybe when you people are going to complete your graduation, that time situation maybe definitely it will be different, that you people will be visiting face to face recruitment, and you are going to allow face to face classes also. So that will be another thing, but you should you should is my voice breaking? Is it not audible to you clearly?
Yes, sir, audible.
Okay, so I think that maybe from your end you people check your connection, and if it is not clear to you, in that case you people try to tell me. I hope that it is audible to others, and maybe on your side only you are having network issue. So you check your internet connection and let me know if you are audible. Okay, let's come to the point. Let it be all those things. I just wanted to realize you people that you should not go into air. If you're getting good marks, that's fine. If you have studied, if you're hard worked, then of course you people have to celebrate it. But you should not go into air that not doing anything you are getting a lot. Okay. Uh, so with this, I would like to move towards the main topic. So in today's class, what we people are going to do, it will be about presentation skills. I think that in previous class we have talked about pronunciation, a little bit about intonation, and in today's class I'm going to share the screen which will just give you brief idea how we should prepare for presentation. So let's go to the screen. So once again I would like to remind you whether my voice is audible to you clearly, as well as you people have to check if the screen is visible. So is it audible and visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, so let's try to see uh, that how we people can work on our presentation skills. Presentation skill is essential in almost every field, every stage, and each role. So maybe you are a student, an employee, a group leader, or an administrator in a corporate world or a business house. So don't think whether you are going to do a job or business or as a student also. So as a student also, you people are expected to give presentations as you people are going to work on some project. After, so I think that there is some problem with someone's mic. So let me know if you people are not able to get me. Is it? And again, some students they need to join on time also, because see if they are joining too late, then it will be difficult. So I will not allow. Rather than I will just log this meeting so that nobody will be allowed. Okay, so let's go back. Let me know, is the screen visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all
Yes,
right.
sir.
Okay, good. So pay attention, all of you. Thank you. So maybe you're a student, maybe you are going to become an employee, or maybe you people are going to work in corporate world as a manager, as a group leader, or administrator in any of the companies. So that time presentation skills are must. You may be thinking work is not just work that you people have to go to 9 a.m. in the morning at your company and you're coming back at 5 o'clock in the evening. It is not like that. So there are multiple roles and jobs you people need, and you're
Hello,
expecting.
sir.
Yes. Let me see what's problem.
Mata, sir.
Suraj,
मराठी सांगा म्हणलं सर कळ ना काय
I would like to become more simple. A little bit I can explain in Marathi, but Suraj, you have to just pay attention, complete attention. I'll be speaking very simple. First of all, let me know, is it audible to you? Suraj?
येते सर ऐकू येते
Okay. So in that case, little bit मराठी मी सांगू शकतो, पण असं पूर्णपणे मराठीमध्ये I cannot speak or I don't want to speak, and that I had made it clear in the beginning itself. So let's try to understand first of all की ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही तुमचं ग्रॅज्युएशन वगैरे पूर्ण केलेलं असेल किंवा ऍज अ स्टुडंट पण असाल, सो इन दॅट रोल यू पीपल आर गोइंग टू मेक प्रेझेंटेशन्स. ऍज अ स्टुडंट कधी की you have worked with a project and you have finished a project. Okay, so that time you are expected or you are asked to give presentation. Maybe you are a group leader or your team leader, your project leader is going to make presentation and you are going to deliver it, or maybe your teachers are going to ask you give presentation. So that is at a student level. So let's think of now next level. You have completed your education and you have joined some organization, company में job करता है, and your boss has given you some responsibility to complete some project, or you are going to give the information about the product that your company is working on. Maybe new product is going to be launched, or maybe a new service. So in that case, it is your responsibility to explain advantages, benefits, and features of this product or service. In that case, how you are going to explain it, all those things? You have to make presentation and you have to deliver it. So in various roles, you people are going to make presentations and you have to deliver it. Okay. Then let's try to pay attention. A presentation may be in front of a colleague, maybe a colleague, a boss, or a client to convey, instruct, guide, motivate, or convince at various business activities and work situations. So already I have told you that work situations are so many. It is not only one task which is assigned to you. You have to work in different roles, and it may be with your colleague, boss, client, where you are just discussing, you're talking about what you're doing, what you are just promoting, a product or a service. A presentation made oral or oral with audio-visual aids for greater impact. Okay, so here you people have to be very clear. Never try to give oral presentation. If it is oral presentation, what your audience is going to listen you, but maybe it may not be effective. It may not be impactful, and so there you may not be able to convey what you wanted to convey. You may not be able to explain what you wanted to explain. So therefore, always prepare audio visual aids with the help of audio visual aids. So what are audio visual aids? Can you tell me what you can do for audio visual aids? So which things you people can add in audio visual aids? Simple. Audio means that you can listen, visual means that you can see. So those points, those techniques, those anything, it can be like PPT, you can add. So what other things you can add in your presentation? It can be signs, symbols, pictures, graphs, so many things, statistics. Okay, so if you're having such audiovisual aids, then it will have greater impact. So therefore, try to make audiovisual presentation. Don't it should not be only oral presentation. If it is oral means like only you're speaking and there are audience, they're listening. So how long your audience is going to keep you listening? Maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But after 10 to 15 minutes, they're going to lose their concentration. They're going to lose the track what you're saying to them. And they may not pay attention towards what you're saying. So therefore, just to try to add such audiovisual impact in your presentation. Then let's try to pay attention that it says an effective knowledge, confidence, logical thinking, and interpersonal skills. So when you're presenting, so that time your knowledge. So how much knowledge you have, then your confidence, how much confident you are, then your logical thinking, how do you think, whatever the presentation you are doing, is it according to this logical thinking, and interpersonal skills. So what are interpersonal skills? Do you have any idea? If it is, say yes. If not, then say don't know and give me oral reply.
Don't know, sir.
What are okay? Don't know. Interpersonal skills. So there are different soft skills, and one of these is interpersonal skills. So interpersonal skills, it means that you people are going to communicate with the people around you. So as I told you, you're not alone at your workplace. So they may be your colleagues, your team members, your seniors, your boss, your juniors, and how you communicate, what kind of you people have with other people. So that kind of skills, they're called interpersonal skills. So how they are related in a presentation? So presentation should not be that you started your presentation and you ended your presentation without having a single question to your audience. Not even asking your audience whether they are understanding or not. So there you are not using your interpersonal skills. And you have interpersonal skills. You'll involve your audience into your presentation. You will ask them simple questions, yes, no questions. Or if they are answering, you'll just promoting, yes, you are nice, your attempt was nice, your answer is very clever, or something like this. You're giving compliments to your audience. So what is this? This is interpersonal skills. If you are just making it interactive, in simple words, if you're making it interactive, your audience, they are participating in your presentation. In that case, you people are going to make it interpersonal skills. Okay, so your
Yes, sir.
interpersonal skills are also going to matter. So here we people are going to get some of the guidelines, so that we people will just follow them as a student also. So one must remember 4 P's of presentation skills. So here you people are getting 4 P's, and which are those 4 P's? First one, planning. So you are required to plan your presentation. The second P is about preparation. So you need to prepare your presentation. Then third P is about practice. Without practice, you cannot do anything, in fact. Or I would like to suggest that everywhere practice matters, not only about presentation skills. If you're trying anything, if you're just let's take an example that you want to ride a bike. So if you're not practicing, you're not going to become master or expert, I will say. So same things for presentation, same things for your communication skills, same things for your English, same things for whatever you may be doing something in your personal life. There also, everything is going to matter. Without practice, you cannot become expert. And that popular proverb we all people know, practice makes man perfect. So you people have to practice for presentation skills also. And the last P, fourth P is about performance. So performance means when exactly you people are going to give presentation, how is your presentation? So all those 4 P's we people will see into details. So let's try to pay attention first of all on planning. So what comes in planning? A presenter should always plan a simple, clear, well organized and lively presentation. Okay, so whenever you are thinking, first of all you think of the topic which is given to you. If it is not given, and if you are going to choose a topic, it should be a simple topic, because if you are not clear with the all things about that topic, you're not going to give it with confidence. So therefore it should be simple. Then second thing, it should be clear. It should be clear to yourself, as well as you have to make it clear to your audience also. Then next is well organized. So well organized, it means that the people have to work on it, that how it should begin, what you're going to start with, any quotation, any picture, any maybe a great uh, symbol, logo, or any example, incident, story that you are going to add. So it should be well organized, how it should be in the middle, and how you are going to close it. And lively presentation. So what do you mean by lively presentation here? Lively presentation, it means that it should be interactive again. It should be that you are just giving presentation and your audience are involved in your presentation. It should not be that you are giving your presentation and your audience, they are playing with their mobile, they're just passing messages, they're just reading something and they're talking with each other. That is not lively presentation. So that care you have to take. Otherwise, there is no any point that you are delivering your presentation, but nobody is listening, or only few are listening. That should not happen. Okay. Then he or she should plan the content. Which plan you people have to make? You have to make plan of content. Content means which points you are going to add. Flow of your presentation. So flow means that how it will be first, second, third, fourth, and last. So that kind of flow. And style of presentation. Style of presentation, again it comes that whether you are going to make it with audio visual aids, and how you are going to deliver it, all those points will be into style of presentation. The next is use of language considering objective of presentation. So use of language, of course it will be English, but when you people are going to choose English language, it should be simple. It should be as per your objective of presentation. Why you are giving presentation? There might be some intention, there might be some purpose. As I told you, you are going to explain a new product which is launched by your company, or it may be new service which is launched by your company, or you want to make elaborate a new plan or as a student, you are just talking about your project. So you have to be clear with objective of presentation. Then next point you people have to consider, this is allotted time. So when you people are giving presentation, it is not like this that you can speak whatever time you like. Always it is time bound. So you might be given 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 or 30 minutes, something like this. So you have to consider the time given to you, time allocated to. Then next is level of audience. Level of audience, it means that which are your audience, whether they are professionals, whether they are industrialists, whether they are educationists, whether they are maybe housewives, whether they are just only uneducated people. So what kind of audience are in front of you, that you people have to consider, and then you people have to choose everything, and other related factors also you people have to consider. So that all these things you have to plan. Okay, so is it clear about planning? Is it audible? Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Then next point we people will talk about, and that will be preparation. So how we should prepare? Let's try to see. First of all, gather required information related to topic for authentic sources as per objective and need of presentation. So now you are going to plan. You have planned. Now you are going to prepare. So you need some information, and you are going to collect that information. So from where you are going to collect those information points or topics? So you are going to collect it from authentic sources. So what do you mean by authentic sources? कशाला म्हणायचं authentic sources? So suppose that some information you are taking it from Facebook. So is WhatsApp or Facebook authentic sources? Or what do you understand by authentic sources? Authentic source कशाला म्हणायचं? A source means something that we can believe, we can rely on. So that's called authentic sources. Suppose that you're taking WhatsApp, whatever comes to your WhatsApp, it may not be true. It may be false. Most of the times it is forwarded. It is copy paste. Sometimes not. We
Sir,
cannot
voice break
rely
होतोय
on
तुमचा.
what. Okay, so just 1 minute. I will just check my connection and then I will come back. So I think it's audible. My connection is good,
Audible, sir.
but still I don't know. It is audible. Okay, all right. Once again, I will try to share. So when you get problem, that time immediately you try to tell me. Okay, come to the point. I was talking about authentic sources. कशाला म्हणायचं authentic sources की ज्यावरती आपण विश्वास ठेवू शकतो, खात्रीशीरपणे ते खरं असू शकतं. सो जे काही आपण प्रोव्हाइड करतोय त्यावरती ऑडियन्स पण ते रेफर करू शकतात ते. सो वी हॅव टू प्रोव्हाइड ऑथेंटिक सोर्सेस. सो यू कॅनॉट टेक some information from WhatsApp, or if you're taking, you have to check its sources. If it is copy forwarded, you have to check whether it is genuine, if it's true, something like this. You have to collect the required information, gather required information from authentic sources as per objective and need of presentation. So what is your objective? Why you are giving this presentation? You consider, always think of why am I preparing this presentation, and then according to collect those information or data, we can say. Then finalize the material as per the requirement of content. So first step, you collected a lot of information. It may be from internet, it may be from Google, YouTube, or whatever other sources. Now you have to finalize, because whatever you collected, you cannot include all those things. So you have to finalize whether you are going to take this, whether it's right, whether it is wrong, whether it is authentic. Then you can add this into presentation. So finalize which material you are going to include in your presentation that you just finalize. Then next, you people have to think, arrange information in logical sequence. Once you finalize your content, once you finalize the material, then make the sequence. At first, which point you people wanted to begin with, then second this, third this, fourth this, and at last you are going to add this point. So this is called logical sequence. You make it with a proper sequence. Next step you do, divide lengthy content under subhead. So might be that there is one concept which is lengthy, which one sentence, one topic, which is you think complicated and it is lengthy. In that case, what you can do, you can divide it. You can divide it into subtopics, subhead, or you can make it short. It will be simple for you as well as for your audience. Divide lengthy content under subhead. The next you can do, use correct and simple vocabulary considering the audience grasping capacity and background. This is very important. You should not be to impress your audience that whatever you are speaking, if it is not understood by your audience, it will be difficult because your audience has to understand. Your audience must understand whatever you are saying. So accordingly, you choose the vocabulary, words, sentences. Okay, whatever you are taking, it should be simple. It should be understandable to audience. That you keep care you people have to take while selecting vocabulary. You should consider sentences, simple words, and audience grasping capacity. So your audience must be in position to understand you. Okay, and background. What kind of background? Their educational background, their professional background, and from what age category they are. All those things you people have to consider, and accordingly, people make sentences and words. The next step you people have to take care, be precise while developing content. Be precise means, in short, it should not be that you're making PPTs, PowerPoint presentation, and there's a lot of things that you're mentioning on the screen. On the PPT, you have written a lot. It should not be. Rather, you have to write down only points. It should not be that you're reading sentence after sentence like a book. No, you have to make it precise, you have to make it short, and you people have to take care that you are just explaining those short points. You are not going to read it. Then next number, the questions to be asked during the presentation delivery. Next point, very important, that as I told you, people have to make it interactive. So it is very important that you people develop some questions that you people want to ask during your presentation. If you're not going to ask your any question, so that presentation will be one-way communication. One-way communications means what? Only you are speaking, only you are speaking. You're not allowing your audience to ask them questions, or you're not allowing to ask any doubts, queries, questions. So that should not happen. You have to make it interactive. So therefore, or if you want to make your audience active, you have to make sure that you're asking them some questions. And question should not be to check their knowledge. Question should be to just participate them into this process. So what kind of questions you can ask? Simple questions you can ask, like, is it right? If you're asking questions, is it right? So what will be the probable answer? Your audience is going to say, yes, it is right. Or you're going to say, is it correct? Am I right? So, or should we go further? So something like this. These questions are simple. These questions are yes, no questions, but they're going to keep your audience active and alert, and they're going to answer such questions. So formulate some questions that you're going to ask during presentation delivery. Deliberately, you people have to ask the question. Remember, you people are going to give presentations, so you have to make some questions. You have to ask some questions to your audience. The next, use quotations or statements of great people related content. So might be that we come across with the people like great people like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, or we come across with the people like Mahatma Gandhi, or be some people need to collect their thoughts, their ideas, their quotations. Swami Vivekananda is there. So many people are there. Leaders are there. Motivators are there. The speeches we people have listened. You can take some quotes, quotations, statements, and you can use them in your presentation because it creates impact. It creates interest in your audience. So they use such quotations. The next, you people have to edit content carefully. So whatever content you people are making, you have to edit it carefully so that there should not be any mistake. mistakes like spelling mistake or any kind of grammar mistake should not be there. So edit the content carefully. Then based on this presentation, prepare PowerPoint presentation based on the content that you have finalized. And you should know how to make PowerPoint presentation. If you're using it, if you're using computers, I think that it will be clear to you. So while we select title, subtitle, then first slide, second slide, insert pictures, images, and graphs and charts and signs and symbols into PPTs. Then next, finalize the attire for presentation. So what do you mean by attire? Do you know meaning of attire? If no, then check and tell me. You can check into dictionary and tell me what is meaning of attire. So meanwhile, I will unlock them. Yes, cloth.
Clothes.
Yes, clothes. So clothes for the day when you wanted to give presentation. Okay. So you people have to finalize your dress. Why you have to finalize your dress? Because it should not be casual. Rather than you have to make it that you are in formal situation, so dress should be formal. So you cannot wear like jeans or t-shirt or any fashionable clothes. Rather, you people have to make it sure that you are wearing formal dress which suits to you. So finalize the attire for presentation as per standard and type of organization. So usually it is for design the feedback form in simple way, keeping limited questions. So what is feedback form? At the end, when you finished your presentation, so taking feedback of your own presentation from your audience. So what kind of questions you can include? Was the content useful? How was the presentation? Presenter's knowledge, presenter's communication skills, present then time management. So certain questions you can include into your feedback form and you take feedback. If you want to improve your presentation next time, so you people can take care that you are designing some feedback form and you are taking feedback of your audience. This is useful, always useful to make improvement in your presentation. Okay, right now you are made one presentation, but if there is some improvement which is required based on the feedback given by your audience, you can improve your presentation next time. So therefore, develop or present form in a way, keeping limited questions. People will talk about next P, and this is practice. So why we have to practice? Let's try to see. Most of people feel nervous before and during presentation, and this is common. It may be if you are giving presentation first time and it is in front of your teachers, maybe seniors, maybe company. There are a lot of people, colleagues. So you may feel nervousness. You may feel that maybe a pressure. So some people feel this before and during presentation also, but this is just in the beginning. However, practice is an ultimate key. So what is solution to this nervousness? Practice is the ultimate key to successful presentation. So if you want to become successful, you have to practice. Before your final presentation, you give it in front of your friends, you get it in front of mirror, you give it in front of your family or somebody who knows you. They can guide you, they can motivate you. So you practice it. It boosts the confidence of presenter. Okay, so therefore you people just try to be confident by practicing it again and again, so that at the time of actual presentation you will not feel any kind of fear, or there will be no any kind of pressure and no fear also, and confidently you people are going to present this presentation. So therefore you people just be very clear that you are not going to feel any kind of fear during and after presentation. You are going to be very confident. Then prepare the content thoroughly. So whatever the points you added, you make it, you prepare it, so you're not going to get confused at any of your presentation. The presenter must have clarity about all basic concepts. So the topic which you have chosen, there are going to some questions that are going to ask, and therefore you have to be very clear about basic concepts of that topic. It may be technical presentation, so you have to be very clear about basics of all those concepts. Because if any question is there and you are not able to answer, and if this is about basics, it will show that presenter has no knowledge, basic knowledge is not up to date. So therefore you make it clear all basic concepts. If any doubt about any point or concept, then you get it clear from authentic sources. Now maybe that there is some point you have added and you're not clear about any point. That time what you can do, you can check it immediately. You just go to the authentic sources. You can just try to check that uh, what source can be answer of your that doubt. So you can take help of Google, YouTube, books, website, and so many sources will be there. So from that all sources, make it clear, you do not have any kind of query. Then we will talk about now this D, which is last D, and here it is perform. So how should be your performance? What you should do? Presenter should stand straight, stare, and take control of the audience. So first of all, now presentation. So you are on the stage. So you stand straight. You should not just lean or don't take help of podium or dais or something like this. You stand straight, then stare. Stare means look at your audience and then take control of your audience. Control means they pay attention to you. Okay, so that means taking of your audience. Then give introduction in short if not given by the host. So it should not happen that you started suddenly abruptly your presentation started and audience any the speaker about what. Therefore people just try to give your brief introduction. If it is not given, if it is given, that is okay. If it is not given, in that case people try to give your brief introduction. Then open a presentation, courteous and sincere thanks to the organization and organizing committee. So that is very important. So first of all, you should thank the organizer and organizing committee because they have given you an opportunity to give your presentation. So you should thank them in the beginning. And it should be sincere thanks. It should be courteous thanks. So courteous means you have to be polite. Then develop positive attitude by paying compliments to audience. For example, I always love to interact with dynamic and energetic audience. So first of all, what you're trying to do, you're trying to attract the attention of your audience. So you people have to pay compliments to your audience, because if you compliment your audience will be again eager, enthusiastic and active, and they will pay attention. So you can give compliments like you're given an example. I always love to interact with dynamic and energetic audience. It means that the audience in front of me dynamic. Audience in front of me is energetic, and so the audience will feel proud that they are called energetic and dynamic. Okay, or you can ask, you're such a wonderful audience, or you can use other compliments also, so that your audience is paying attention towards your presentation. The objective of presentation has to be made clear initially. So you should tell your audience, you should also be clear why I have prepared this presentation and why I'm giving this presentation, to make it clear to your audience. Then next is create the curiosity among us audience, keeping the facts and figures related to the importance of topics. So what you try to do, you try to make it clear and make it curious for your audience. They should be curious. They should want to know more about this topic. So what you can do, you can present facts, the information that is not commonly known to everybody. Such information you try to tell them and try to increase their interest, make them curious about your presentation. Give preview of content in short. Preview of content is usually there is first or second slide which use the content of the presentation, full introduction, then types, then summaries, and then conclusion and end. So something, how long it will be or what points it will be there in your presentation, that kind of preview you try to give it to your audience. Deliver presentation with humility. Audience don't like to listen arrogant and egoist speaker. This is also very important, that if you're talking arrogantly, if you're showing attitude, if you're showing that I know very much, so see, this kind of behavior will not be tolerated by your audience. So in front of your audience, you have to be humble, you have to meek, you have to be polite, you have to use courteous language. Okay. So don't be egoistic in front of your audience, because audience will not like if you're talking in such a tone, if you're arrogant, if you're showing your attitude. In that case, your audience is going to neglect you. So to avoid this, you just try to be polite in front of your audience. Then don't express the content as it is memorized. It should be natural and spontaneous. So next, you people, just when you are giving presentation, it should not seem that you have memorized the presentation. Rather than, you should feel that you're talking naturally. So you just work on it. And if you studied it, if you are just prepared it will not feel that you're reading it. But if you're not prepared, in that case, it will feel, audience immediately will try to understand that you are reading it. Okay. And it should not be realized, it should not be like that you are reading. Then don't feel panic through any point is missed out. Maintain the flow of delivery. And it may happen point, you might have missed some of the points that you have prepared, and then you realized that actually whatever I'm speaking now, it is missed point, and I have to mention it earlier. So don't get confused, don't hesitate. What you can do, you just maintain the flow of presentation. Okay. So you just continue your presentation. Don't feel or don't show that you have missed one point, and because of that you're confused, hesitating, and having fear. Let it be. If it is missed, let it be missed. You can continue your presentation from next point. Ask relevant questions at the regular interval to keep all active. So already people have talked about, you have to make prepare some questions that you wanted to ask to your audience, and you have to ask them at regular interval. Maybe after 10 minutes, after 15 minutes, after 30 minutes, you have to ask one question, and you have to get feedback, answers from your audience. Because of this, your audience will be active and alert. Then next point, body language plays a crucial role in effective presentation. It adds extra meaning to the words. So your body language, you should not just speak with words, not use only your lips to communicate, or should not use only hands, but you have to use your whole body. So whole body means you have to use your gestures, your postures, your facial expression. You have to maintain contact, and you just try to show some signs and symbols and whatever you can do. So you try to speak with whole body, because your body language pays uh, much attention to your audience, and so try to use your body language. It adds extra meaning to the words. So with mere words, you're trying to convey, but it will be not effective. But if you're using body language, it is going to be more effective. The next point, maintain smile and cheerful expression. This is also necessary. See, if you are giving presentation, and on your face you're showing that चेहऱ्यावरती 12 वाजलेले आहेत, or you're tired, and your voice also shows that how much energetic and active you are. So therefore you need to maintain some smile and cheerful expression on your face, so that you people can make your audience cheerful, and you can make them happy. So therefore wear a smile on your face, and you have to maintain it up to the end of your presentation. It should not be in the beginning, but up to the end, if people try to just maintain the smile and cheerfulness. The pitch, volume, and tone should be under control. So you people again try to use your voice, and therefore in 1.1 me people have learned about pronunciation, intonation, and stress and rhythm. So therefore you try to use your tone of voice, and whenever it is required, you can use rising tone, falling tone, and try to make it again attract the attention of your audience by increasing voice at some time. So by lowering your voice at some time. So use pitch, volume, tone, etc. Simple and relatable to explain the content. So all people, from small to elder to older also, everybody likes to listen stories. So what you can do, you just try to give examples from real life. So you might have come across with some of the situations in your life. So you people try to give such examples to your audience so that they will be interested and they will keep listening to you. So give relevant example whenever it is possible, and maybe it should be interesting. And for that, you can just, again, I have just told you, narrate a story or anecdote in context with content which creates interest among the audience. So try to tell a story. Always, always try to story. Sometimes you can make imaginary stories also, and so that your audience, they will like to listen your stories or your experiences or some kind of anecdotes or incidents you're going to tell them. Handle the questions honestly. Say frankly no if you are unaware of or doubtful about the answer. So again, suppose that there are going to come some questions, and if you're going to answer the questions, that will be fine. But there might be some questions that are difficult for you to answer, or you don't know answer simply. So you have to admit that you can say, "I'm sorry, I do not have any idea about this question. I'll try to do my research and I will come back to your answer." Be genuine, be honest, be frank. Don't try to impress, or don't think that if I don't answer this question, what audience will think, that they'll think that, see the presenter, how presenter is, he himself doesn't know answer of this question. So don't think like so. If you don't know, don't know. So that's real. And try to accept this, and don't just try to impress your audience by giving them wrong answers, or don't try to make them full. Then appreciate the audience who answers. If anybody answers, try to just appreciate them, give compliments, say nice question or nice answer, nice attempt, this was real what I'm expecting. Such kind of compliments you people have to give or appreciate your audience, those who are answering your questions or those who are asking questions to you. Then we people will just try to see, do not hand over. Okay, presenter should always restrict to the time allotted for presentation. In the beginning, also, we people have discussed about it, that you people should not extend the time given to you. If it is 30 minutes, maybe 5 minutes will be okay, but you should not extend it up to 1 hour. So try to stick to the time which is allotted to you. It should not extend, or you should not go beyond limits. Do not hand over any written material meant for audience during presentation. If you have any printouts for your audience, don't give them at the time of your presentation. If your presentation is over, after that you can hand over those material for the audience. This may create distractions, because if you have circulated the that printouts, your audience will keep reading them and they will not pay attention to presentation. Do over in presentation, but you can give it to them after presentation. Conclude your presentation with same enthusiasm and positive and thanksgiving note. So again, when you are at the last part of your presentation, you should be enthusiastic, eager, energetic as you were in the beginning, and end your presentation with the thanksgiving note. Thanksgiving note. Thank again everybody, that organizer, organizing committee, audience, and everybody. Because of them, your presentation was successful. And last point, get the written feedback if decided. Because if you already decided if you want to give or get feedback, in that case you just try to get feedback which you have designed certain questions. This way you people just try to get the feedback from the audience. Because if you're taking feedback from audience, it is going to help you that what you can do, what improvements are required. There is genuine suggestions, you can follow them. uh, that's okay. And if there is criticism, be okay, because you are going to learn those criticism, because not everyone is going to praise your presentation. Some are going to criticize of also. So this way you people can try to make it effective presentation. So that's all tips for you. I hope that you know more than this also. So try to use your knowledge and try to make one presentation. So all people are expected to make PPT. If we get time, we'll decide of its delivery of presentation, but you have to make one PPT. So topics, you people can choose the topic of your area of interest. Maybe anything from movies to fashion to sports to computer to anything will be okay for me. But you people have to make one presentation, and if it is asked, you have to send it on particular link which will be provided to you. In fact, this is one assignment also. So all you people will make one presentation. So that's all for today. If you have any questions, you people may feel free to ask me. Is there any question?
No, sir.
Okay. Regarding presentation, all you people again just try to be ensure that immediately you just try to make it, and you people just try to submit it. I will tell you how to and when to submit it. So we people will just confirm attendance absent numbers for today's class, and then we people will just try to stop. Okay, I think that there is no issue. Let me know for Sujay. Was it okay or you did not understand anything? Sujay?
Okay, sir. So good, Samad.
So absent numbers for today's class, let me know. Roll number 1, absent. Then roll number 16, absent. Then roll number 26,
Yes, sir.
absent. Okay, 26 is there. Then roll number 47, 48, absent.
Sir, 48 present.
Okay, 48 is there. Then 53, 54, 55. Anyone?
45 present.
No, I'm saying 53, 54, and 55.
Sorry.
Then 59 and 62. So these are absent numbers. Once again, check that your name is not there. Roll number 1 just joined, Swati. So roll number 16 or roll number 47, 53, 54, 55, 59, and 62. These are absent numbers.
Sir, roll number 17 present.
17 you are present. I have not taken your name into absent numbers. So with this, should we stop here? Should I end this meeting from my side?
Yes, sir.
Okay.